Command Point is sponsored by Crossfire Games. Use code CommandPoint25 at checkout to get 5% off your next purchase. Link in the description. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Command Point. My name's Ryan, and today I'm here with Shane.
Hello.
And today, guys, we are going to be taking a look at one of the teams from the new Kill Team Tomb World box. Special thank you to Games Workshop for sending this box out to us for advanced review.
Yeah, I mean this is a big moment here for Kill Team.
Yeah,
We got Deathwatch back. This is the ideal Kill Team, right?
it's what the game is named after, is Deathwatch Kill Teams. Yeah, I'm very excited to help the Men in Black back. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the operative selection here. So Deathwatch Kill Team, 5 operatives selected from the following list: Watch Sergeant, Aegis, Blademaster, Bombard, Breacher, Demolisher, Disruptor, Gunner, Headtaker, Horde Slayer, and Marksman. And then your kill team can only include each operative on this list once and can only include up to 1 Gravis operative. For reference, the Gravis operatives are the Breacher, the Bombard, and the Horde Slayer. For archetypes, they have Seek and Destroy and Security. Pretty standard, like Astartes, type objectives. Shane, you want to talk about the Deathwatch special faction ability?
Yeah, so I mean first and foremost we have veteran Astartes. So notably we have Astartes as a faction rule for a lot of the elite teams already in the game. So now we have veteran Astartes here for these guys. So this just specifies they can shoot twice and fight twice if it's a shoot action and it's a grenade launcher, frag cannon, heavy plasma incinerator, and furnace heavy bolter, plasma pistol, or stalker bolt rifle selected for both. 1 additional AP must be spent for the second action, and so that's not too weird. But it also clarifies that the each friendly Deathwatch operative can counteract regardless of order. Whenever it does, it can perform an additional 1 AP action for free during that counteraction. So Raveners, they can counteract on conceal and flip their order and do an action, and like maybe also a burrow action if they don't do a mission action. So Deathwatch, they can't flip their order, but they can do 2 actions. So I mean, you can do a 2-inch charge in a fight, or not if you're on engage. Or if you're on a door, you can open the door and fight or something, or open the door and shoot. So I mean, pretty good.
Yeah.
You're definitely going to need a lot of actions with these guys because there's only 5 of them.
Yep.
And then, of course, we have special issue ammunition. I mean, this is Deathwatch. What else do you expect? So once per turning point, when a friendly Deathwatch operative is performing the shoot action, in the select weapon step, you can use this rule. If you do, select one of the following weapon rules for that operative's ranged weapons to have until the end of the action. This rule cannot be used with explosive grenades or melta-bombs. So the rules that you can pick from once per turn are Blast 1 inch, Devastating 1, Lethal 5, Piercing 1, Rending, Saturate, Severe. So I think a lot of the time, I don't think there's going to be like one rule in particular that you use all the time. It's going to depend on what weapon it is you're shooting with, and we'll get into the operatives next. So, yeah, I mean a lot of flexibility here, just right off the bat with all these different like weapon faction rules.
I'll get us started with the operatives here. Kicking off first with the Deathwatch Watch Sergeant. 3 APL, 6-inch move, a 3-up save with 15 wounds. He's armed with a plasma pistol and power weapon. Plasma pistol, 4 attacks on 3s, 3-5, range 8, piercing 1. Supercharge profile is 4 on 3s, 4-5, range 8. Hot, lethal 5-up, piercing 1. Power weapons, 5 attacks on 3s, 4-6, lethal 5-up. Pretty box standard stuff. Then we have Adaptable Armory, so you can select 1 additional equipment option. And Strategic Command, you can do each of the following once per battle if this operative is in the kill zone. Use a Deathwatch strategy ploy for 0 CP, and use a Deathwatch firefight ploy for 0 CP. And it looks like Shane may have frozen, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording here and see if we can get him back. You know, we'll get into the strategy and the firefight ploys after, but being able to use a strategy ploy and a firefight ploy for free, there's a lot of teams that would love to have an ability like that. So my question to you is, do you think this model's an auto take just off the rip?
I think he is an auto take, and it's going to be like we've looked at the rules already, so I know what the equipment choices are and the strategy and firefight plays are.
Okay.
With that foresight, yes, I'll just spoil it now. I think this is an auto take.
Okay.
Um, Having 5 equipment pieces, by the way, is great because, there's no scouting equipment choice anymore. So
Right.
this is one of the few teams that can have an extra choice. And spoiler alert, they have great equipment.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be a little you're gonna want this guy, I
Yep.
think.
All right, Shane. So where this is your guy. This next guy we're
Oh
about to
yeah,
talk about. If we were doing my guys for this team, this is your guy, right? The Aegis veteran.
this is my guy.
All right.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Aegis veteran. I mean, this model. Speaking of auto takes, this guy is just absolutely bonkers. So okay, he's got the same stat line as the other guy, except he has a 2-up save, which is great. He's got a bolt pistol, which 4 and 3 is 3-4 8-inch range. But remember, we have special issue ammo, so this is gonna be if you're shooting the bolt pistol, you might be able to make it better. And he's also got a power maul and storm shield, 5 attacks on 3s, 4/6 shock and shield. So the shield rule, he can basically double parry. If you have a normal,
Yeah.
you can parry 2 normals. If you have a crit, you can parry 2 crits, or 1 crit, 1 normal, or 2 normals. Um, and it's got shock, so I mean you can also just get rid of one with a critical strike. Um, and then it's got the storm shield rule. Whenever he's getting shot, you reduce the piercing rule by 1, if any. So piercing 1 goes to 0, piercing 2 goes to piercing 1. So, all right. He's got a 2-up save. He's got 15 wounds. He double parries in melee. He reduces piercing by 1. So I ask, how in the world does he die? How do you kill this model? I mean, I can't think of anything. I mean, unless you can like roll up and just crit him 4 times somehow, he's not dying. So, and even with critting 4 times, he's going to save 2 at least. So he's probably going to save 3 with a 2-up save, and then save a crit, and then we haven't gotten to the ploys yet, but this team has transhuman physiology like every other Marine team, so that's another crit save if you pop a CP. So this model does not die. If you're playing on ITD, you park him on a door, and then next turn you open the door and you kill something. And the enemy team won't ever come up and try to kill him, because what's the point? Why even try? There's nothing in the game that kills this guy easily. Doesn't exist.
Yep.
Except maybe that
The
even the
trans-dimensional.
canoptic. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe that thing. If you can get like
You got to
5
get
hits,
2
but
through.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that's not even a surefire thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
um, yeah, Aegis and the Watch Sergeant. I know we're only 2 of like the 10 choices, but I think these guys are both auto takes. I can't imagine ever dropping the Aegis.
Yeah. All right. Next up we have the Blademaster veteran. He's got 3 APL, 6-inch move, 3-up save, 15 wounds. Special issue bolt pistol, 4 attacks on 3s, damage 3, 4, range 8, piercing 1. He's got the Xenophase blade for melee, which is 2 different profiles. The dual profile is 5 attacks on 3s, 4, 6, brutal, lethal 5-up. And the phase sweep profile is 4 attacks on 3s, damage 4/6, brutal, lethal 5-up, and phase sweep. He has adept swordsmanship. You can ignore any changes to the hit stat of this operative's Xenophase blade. Whenever this operative is fighting or retaliating, you can resolve one of your successes before the normal order. If you do, that success must be used to block. Phase sweep, the weapon keyword on the phase sweep, xenophase blade profile. Whenever this operative performs the fight action with this weapon profile, if it isn't incapacitated, it can immediately perform a free fight action afterwards, but you must select this weapon profile, and it can only fight against each enemy operative within its control range once per activation or counter action using this weapon profile. This takes precedence over action restrictions, and you can continue to perform free fight actions until this operative is incapacitated or has fought against every enemy operative within its control range. So just unlimited fights until you die?
Yeah, this guy's good. I wouldn't say like auto take like the other two, but he's near that point for me.
Mm-hmm.
Just like especially against hordes. Against hordes, you have to take this guy because let's say you double charge, you charge two guys, and you use the sweep ability, and you kill them both. That's only one action you just used.
Yeah.
I mean, two if you include the charge, and then you have one action left to shoot. So like you can triple kill with this guy easily. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
technically there's no end to the amount of guys this guy can kill if you charge enough people, but um, pretty good. And he's got a sweet pistol too, a piercing pistol, and give it specialist ammo. You can give it like a lethal 5, piercing 1 bolt pistol.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hit the first Gravis guy here. We got the Bombard veteran. This is Gravis. He's got 18 wounds. He's got a 5-inch move instead of 6-inch move, and he's on a 40 mil base. He has a bolt pistol. His melee is fists, so 4 on 3 is 3-4, and then he's got a frag cannon. It wouldn't be a Deathwatch team without a frag cannon. So it's got the shell profile, which is 4 shots on 3s, 5-7, piercing 1. And then it's got the shrapnel profile, which is 5 shots on 3s, 4-5, torrent 2 inches. I was kind of hoping this would be blast. Yeah, I mean this is okay. It's like he's good at shooting. Um, and remember, like this frag cannon, you can give it another rule. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can give the piercing 1 shell profile lethal 5. You can give the torrent 2 piercing 1, I think. Yeah, P1. Um, so like with the rules stacked, that's kind of a crazy weapon. Um, yeah, I don't know. Any thoughts on the Bombard, Ryan?
Shane, I was very disappointed when I saw that this model, the one that I wanted to build the most out of like the entire team, I loved the frag cannon in Kill Team 18, and I was so happy to see it back. But this guy has no rules. He's just a dude with a
Yeah.
frag cannon. So I'm pretty lukewarm on him compared to some of the other models on this team.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a guy with a frag cannon, 18 wounds. But there's other Gravis operatives on the team that you can choose between. And you can only get one Gravis, so he's really competing with a few others. And I guess one of them is the next one up, Ryan, if you want to talk about the Breacher.
Yeah, so the Breacher has the same stat line as that Bombard veteran, but he's armed with a auxiliary grenade launcher, frag and crack profiles. Frag profile is 4 attacks on 3s, damage 2, 4, blast 2. Crack profile is 4 attacks on 3, 4, 5, piercing 1. He's armed with a Hellstorm bolt rifle, 4 attacks on 3s, 4, 5, torrent 1. A Melt-A-Bomb, 4 attacks on 3s, 5-3, range 3, devastating 3, heavy reposition only, limited 1, piercing 2. And then he's got some fists.
I mean, I like this guy more than the frag cannon guy.
I do too.
And like the Melts Bomb's awesome, obviously. And the one disappointing part with the Bombard is if you want to double shoot, you got to use all 3 APL. Whereas the Breacher can move, shoot the grenade launcher, or throw the Melts Bomb. And then he has the Hellstorm bolt rifle, which he can make the second shot with. So he's a little
Mm-hmm.
more maneuverable. Um, the same melee profile. The Melta Bomb is so good. And the Hellstorm bolt rifle isn't bad either. Like on ITD, it's lethal 5 and torrent.
Yeah.
And you can give another rule, or you can give, the grenade launcher another rule. And, I think this is just a more flexible pick. Maybe I'm wrong and the frag cannon is the choice, but I like, and also the Hellstorm bolt rifle. I kind of missed this. It's 4.5. I thought it was 3.4.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
pretty good.
I don't. Yeah, it's not one of the guns. Yeah, and it's not one of the guns that you have to pay an extra APL. So yeah, like you
Yeah,
can walk up, shoot with the frag or the crack or whatever, and then shoot with that. So yeah, I like him.
yeah. All right, you want to talk about the Demolisher veteran?
Yeah, this guy. I'm not gonna lie. The first time I read him, I wasn't crazy about him, but every time I read him, he looks a little better. So this is not a Gravis guy. He's 32 mil, 15 wound, 6-inch move. He's got a bolt pistol, and he's got a heavy thunder hammer, which is 5 attacks on 4s, 6-7 damage, which is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Shock and stun. Um, brutal assault rule. Whenever he's fighting, he has brutal, and if he charged, then he has ceaseless. So that kind of makes up for hitting on 4s. And what I really love is the aggressive force rule here. Whenever he's fighting or retaliating, basically when he's in combat, subtract 1 from both damage stats of the weapons the enemy operative in that sequence has to a minimum of 2. So, very beefy.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I read this guy and I was like, oh, this is just kind of like a legionary butcher where he's just like, if he charges, he's great. But,
Yeah.
honestly, the damage reduction is huge. Um, and there's a strat ploy we'll get into later that stacks with this. And
Okay.
this model's really good. Like I don't think I would take him into um like other Marines, weirdly enough, because I think the damage breakpoint's not very good. But
Yeah.
um, against 12 wounds or less, he's kind of a monster. So yeah, I like him.
All right. Moving on now, we have our first Phobos member of the Deathwatch kill team. We've got the Disruptor veteran, 3 APL, 7-inch move, 3 up save, 13 wounds, armed with a Marksman bolt carbine, 4 attacks on 3s, 3-4, lethal 5 up. And we also have Fist for melee, 4 on 3s, 3-4. He's got a couple of abilities: Advanced Omni Scrambler, Strategic Gambit. Select one enemy operative visible to or within 6 inches of this operative, then roll 1d6. In the following firefight phase, that enemy operative cannot be activated or perform actions until one of the following is true. Your opponent has activated a number of enemy operatives equal to the result of the d6, or it's the last enemy operative to be activated. He also has Auspex Triangulation. The advanced Auspex Scan Firefight ploy costs you 0 CP. When both of the following are true, the operative isn't within control range of enemy operatives. The target of that shoot action, primary target if relevant, is visible to this operative. Note that it doesn't have to be this operative performing the shoot action. So we'll talk about the advanced Auspex Scan Firefight ploy after we go through all these data sheets, but we'll come back and talk about how the Disruptor veteran can help you out there. Shane, what do you think of this team having something like the advanced Omni Scrambler?
Yeah, I mean the Omni Scrambler is the real reason you would take this model. Um, it's a very it's a very strong rule. It's one of the best things about Phobos. Granted, Phobos has a bunch of theoretically multiple guys that can trigger this off of. Whereas this guy, it's just one of them,
Mm-hmm.
but it is still quite good. I think against other elite teams, this is probably really great. Um, yeah, I think this is it's definitely not a never take. I don't know if I would take this every game, but um, his offensive output leaves a little bit to be desired.
Oh, absolutely.
Um, yeah, I like him. I don't love him. Omni Scramble is a great rule, so maybe that's just enough. But um, yeah, solid.
All right. You want to talk about the Gunner veteran here?
Yeah, I mean the Gunner veteran, he's 15 wounds. He's a regular guy. He's not a Phobos or a Gravis. No special rules. He's got a bolt pistol, he's got fist, and he's got the heavy plasma incinerator. So this is, I'll be honest, it's just a plasma gun. If you know what that is, you know what this weapon is, but it's got an extra attack. So 5 attacks on 3s, 4/6 piercing 1, or you can supercharge and it's 5 attacks on 3s, 5/6 hot, lethal 5 up, piercing 1. So I mean, this does work with special issue ammo, so you can get the lethal 5 without supercharging, which is cool if you don't care about the breakpoints, or you can supercharge and get lethal 5 piercing 1 and get like rending or something insane.
Hmm.
Um yeah, I mean this is a ridiculously strong gun, single target. I have to imagine, I haven't run the math on this, but this just like, if you save your special issue ammo use for this gun, it's going to delete most things in the game, like 0 to 100. Uh, I like it. It's not super like crazy. It's just a really strong gun. Um, I don't know. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it, it's a good gun, I guess. 5 attacks with a plasma gun. What else could you want? It's gonna feel real bad when you go and shoot at one of the Necrons in this box, and in comes flying in just one of those Necron warriors to completely absorb that shot. Um, so
Yeah, you just use blast. Give it blast 1 inch, and then you
yes,
can't
yeah,
jump in front of it.
yeah, okay, yep, we found the counter. All
There we
right,
go.
let's move on now to the Deathwatch Headtaker veteran. This is another Phobos guy that we are really high on right now. Uh, Typical Phobos stat line, same as the Disruptor. It looks like he's armed with a special issue bolt pistol as well, and he's armed with some combat knives. So 5 attacks on 3s, damage 4/5. He has a grav shoot and grapnel launcher. So whenever this operative is climbing, treat the vertical distance as 2 inches, regardless of how far the operative actually moves vertically. Whenever this operative is dropping, ignore the vertical distance. And then he has Clandestine Headtaker. This operative can perform the charge action while it has a conceal order. Great already. Whenever this operative is fighting against an operative it wasn't visible to at the start of the activation/counter action, the first time you strike during that sequence, you can immediately resolve another one of your successes as a strike before your opponent. Man, Shane, I love this guy.
Oh, so good.
He's just jumping people.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean this is like it's, and we talked about this the other day, but like just highlighting the, let's say you charge 2 guys that couldn't see you. Um you fight and kill one with the double strike. If the other, if both of them couldn't see you, you can fight again, and that other guy you can double strike still. Um, so I mean, you can wipe out 2 guys really quickly and take no damage back. If they're, if their wounds are low enough. But yeah, I mean, very strong. He's a total assassin. The grav shoot and grapple launcher is going to be really good for navigating Volcus. Like you can kind of like, you know, charge over entire buildings, because you're only taking 2 inches off because it's 2 inch climb no matter what, and then you ignore the drop distance. So, just zip across a whole building and you have a 7 inch charge, regardless of where you're crossing. And yeah, he's an assassin and he can assassinate just about anything. Um, I like him. He's one of my favorite guys on the team.
Yeah. All right. So do you want to talk about the Horde Slayer veteran, Shane?
Yeah, I believe this is the third of the 3 Gravis options.
Yep.
So 5 inch move, 18 wounds. Got a bolt pistol. He's got the Infernus Heavy Bolter. So there's 3 profiles on this. There's the Flame profile, which is a flamer with 5 attacks, 5 on 2s, 3/3, 2 inch torrent, 8 inch range, saturate. It's solid. 5 shots is nice. It's a flamer with 5 attacks. It's decent. And then there is the Infernus Heavy Bolter Focus Shot, which is 5 on 3s, 4/5 piercing crits 1. It's literally just it's a It's a heavy bolter, and then it's got the sweeping bolt profile, which is the same as every other heavy bolter in the game, where it's just 4 attacks on threes, 4/5, and you add. It's the same thing, but you subtract an attack and you add torrent 1 inch. So it's a flamer and a heavy bolter in one. Um, that's okay. Although I do believe that this gun, like a lot of the other big guns, it does take 3 AP to double shoot it.
Yeah.
He does just have fists. I still think this guy's worse than the Breacher. I think the Breacher is my favorite of the Gravis choices. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I think the Breacher is too. Just looking at it from a action economy perspective, I only have 5 guys. I'm going to want to be double shooting as often as I can anyways. And the Breacher's weapon is fine. It's fine, especially if you're using the special issue ammo on him. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Last operative that we have here is the Deathwatch Marksman veteran. He's got, 6-inch move, 15 wounds. He's armed with a Stalker bolt rifle, which has 2 profiles. The mobile profile is 4 attacks on 3s, 3, 4, so just your basic bolt rifle. And then it has a heavy profile, 4 attacks on 2s, damage 3, 5, heavy, dash only, lethal 5 up, piercing crits 1, and he's got fists. He has the Vigilant Marksman ability. This operative can perform the guard action in any kill zone. When using the close quarters rules, once per turning point after this operative performs a free shoot action on guard, it can immediately perform a free guard action. However, if it does, it cannot counteract nor guard twice if it's counteracted. Shane, this operative kinda feels like the black sheep of the family to me, or should I say the black shield of the family. I don't know if I'm ever taking this guy. I don't know.
I mean, guard on open is interesting. Granted, he's on engage guard on open. It's not like some of the other like track target or the Deathmark guy for higher tech. Um, I think there's some use case for it. I don't know. It's a tough one. It is interesting how like if he shoots on guard, he can immediately just go back to being on guard. Yeah, and I will say the heavy stalker bolt rifle, it is a pretty good weapon, especially if you use, it's got lethal 5 piercing crits. If you slap like rending on that, that's kind of a disgusting gun.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because you're going on guard with it. I I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be hard to fit this guy in because there's other really really good models
Yeah.
that you're going to have to choose between, and I'm just not sure when I would want this guy
Yeah.
personally.
It's the heavy dash only on the Stalker bolt rifle heavy profile that really does it for me.
It doesn't bother me too much because you can still move dash guard and then use it on guard.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's not a huge problem. It's just that like it's cute going on guard on open.
Mm-hmm.
It would be better if he could do it on conceal, but it doesn't appear that he can.
No.
So, you're just putting yourself on engage. He can't naturally ignore obscuring or anything, so it's not like you can throw a smoke on him. Um, Granted, I mean, we do have a ploy that we'll get to. I mean, is now a good time to get into the ploys, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So that was the last data sheet. We'll get into the ploys now. So strategery ploys, strategy ploys. We have mission tactics. Select conceal or engage. Whenever a friendly Deathwatch operative is shooting against or fighting against an enemy operative that has that order, that friendly operative's weapons have the balanced weapon rule.
Yeah, that's like very thematic and fitting. It feels right. It's unique. We've not had a rule like that before, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like it's gonna kind of depend on like how many ready operatives you think you're gonna be able to hit. Then you'll be more likely to go for conceal. But I think a lot of their stuff is inherently reliable enough as it is to or like you don't always need rerolls. Like when you're 5 attacks hitting on threes, you don't necessarily need rerolls.
Mm-hmm. And you're double
Um,
shooting.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is a good ploy. I think I'll use it a lot. It's just not, you know, they don't need more than this. I don't think.
Yeah, so do you want to read the long vigil, Shane?
Yes. So whenever an enemy or whenever an operative is shooting a friendly Deathwatch operative that's within your territory, you can re-roll one of your defense dice. So if you're in your own territory and you're getting shot, you get a re-roll, one re-roll. This is like whatever. I mean, I don't. It doesn't do much for me. I don't see myself using this too often. Um, I think it depends on how much CP you have. Because I mean, you do have a free strat play once per turn or once per game, and a free firefight play once per game. So like you're, if there's like a big go turn from an enemy,
Yeah.
maybe you pop long vigil. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Next up, we have the Shield That Slays. Whenever a friendly Deathwatch operative is within your opponent's territory, normal and crit damage of 4 or more inflict 1 less damage to it.
Yeah, that's good. And so I want to highlight now the Demolisher. His melee
Mm.
damage reduction reduces to 2.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say he gets hit by a chainsword, which is 4 damage, normal, and he's in your opponent's territory, and that ploy's online. That ploy reduces it to 3, and then he reduces it to 2. He will take 2 damage from a chainsword hit. That should get day 1 FAQ'd. That I know that shouldn't exist. Like they've already changed other teams to not have
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's stupid. That's just dumb. They should just change that.
Yeah.
But it does work.
All right. And the last strategic play, Shane.
They shall know no fear. Ignore injury. It's classic. It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot. I don't think there's a ton of to say about
No,
that. It's
it's
good.
just good.
Yeah.
Uh,
I will say I feel a lot more comfortable playing an elite team if they have a way to ignore injury. It's one of
yes.
the reasons I don't like playing Nemesis Claw. I hate when they get injured and I'm hitting out of 4s because I feel like I need all of my models to be very efficient, and more so with a team like Deathwatch where they are 5 models. So
Mm-hmm.
this is I'm very pleased to see this play.
Next up we have Firefight ploys, starting with Suffer Not the Alien. Use this Firefight ploy after rolling your attack dice for a friendly Deathwatch operative if it's shooting against or fighting against an operative that doesn't have the Chaos or Imperium keyword. You can reroll any of your attack dice. So, very thematic. Deathwatch, their whole thing is killing Xenos. Um, I kind of wish that it wasn't locked to just Xenos. But I mean, hey, you're doing all
I mean,
right.
it's not. It's just any team that is in Chaos or Imperium, which is like
Mm-hmm.
half the teams, right? Is that more than half the teams? If it comes up, it's really good. Like, okay, like
Yeah.
off the top of my head, like Blades of Cain, Brood Brothers, both the higher tech, both the Necron teams,
Mm.
uh, like Kroot, uh, Tau,
Yeah, the
any
Pathfinders,
any elf
Vespids.
team,
Yep,
yeah,
any
any
elves.
elf team,
Oh,
um,
the
orcs.
Votan? Are Votan Xenos?
Do they have the Imperium word?
I
I'm
I
looking that up right
they
now.
they can't because they are not part of the Imperium.
Well, I'm gonna find out right
Yeah,
now.
we're gonna do it
Let's
live.
check.
Yeah.
Salvagers. They do not have the Imperium or Chaos
Uh-huh.
keyword.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
yeah, Votan, you'll get Relentless against them. So it's like half the teams about,
Okay.
maybe a little less than half the teams. Maybe I was underestimating. Raveners, you'll get, hey, that's pretty
Oh
good.
yeah. Yeah. All right.
But
Uh
hear me out though.
yeah.
A lot of the Imperium teams are like outside of the Marines, it's mostly like losers, like 7 and 8 wound losers. You don't need Relentless against that anyway. So
Yeah. All right, you want to talk about the auspicator tracking?
yeah, so let's just use this before you counteract, before you do any actions, you get to change your order. So I did mention earlier that unlike Raveners, they cannot change their order before
Mm.
doing a counteract. Well, not entirely true because they can pay a CP to do it once per game or once per turn. So really strong. I mean, being able to flip your order and shoot something is really good, or flip your order charge.
Charge.
That's a nice little thing right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. So now we'll move on here to the advanced auspex scan. Use this firefight ploy when a friendly Deathwatch operative performs the shoot action. Until the end of the activation counteraction, its ranged weapons have the saturate weapon rule, and enemy operatives cannot be obscured. And like it was stated with the Disruptor, Disruptor can use this for free, right?
Yeah, so
Yep, costs
anybody
you
can use it
0.
for free if the disruptor can see the target.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, ignore obscurity it's not the kind of rule where you're not clicking this every turn,
Mm-mm.
but it can come up once in a game and be game winning.
Mm-hmm.
So, really good. It's really good that this team has this on a whim as a firefight play for any like of their operatives. And the fact that you could potentially get it for free is just like a bonus. So,
Mm-hmm. And lastly, Shane, we have transhuman physiology.
yeah, it's the classic. If you can pay a CP and turn a normal save and defense to a critical success. Not much needs to be said there, but these are great ploys across the board. Um, I like being able to do free stuff with the Watch Sergeant. Um, so yeah, I mean, I like their ploys.
All right,
Do we want to get into equipment?
yes. Yes, we do, because the equipment, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we have the equipment.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So, Shane, do you want to start us off with ammunition reserve?
Yes. So once per battle, you can use the special issue ammunition rule for up to 2 shoot actions during one turning point, but you must select different weapon rules for both uses. So normally you can do special issue ammunition once per turn. This lets you do it a second time, once per one turn out of the 4. Really good. I mean, assuming there's not going to be much shooting on turn 1, let alone, I mean, if there's any shooting on turn 1, it's probably not going to be more than one instance of shooting usually. That being the case, usually you're only using specialist ammunition 3 times in a game, turns 2, 3, and 4. You pop this equipment and you get it a 4th time, basically. One of the turns you're going to get to use it on extra time. Yeah, this is really good. I wouldn't say auto take. Like, I think you're going to take it whenever you don't need anything else. Because it's just generically good.
Mm-hmm.
It is only one extra use of it in a game, but that might be a big deal. Uh, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
All right, so next up for equipment, we have the Sanctus 5 Bioscryer Cuffs. Once during each friendly Deathwatch operative's activation before or after it performs an action, if it's not within control range of an enemy operative, you can use this rule. If you do, select one of the following. That friendly operative regains D3 lost wounds. Remove any changes to that friendly operative's APL stat. Remove one of the following tokens that friendly operatives has, or that friendly operative has, before that token's activation effects are resolved, if relevant. The neutron fragment, poison, and tarot chem.
I love this equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the heal alone.
Yeah, healing D3. Oh my god. Most of these guys have like
Once,
18 and 15 wounds.
yeah. I like it. I mean, even if it's just like a clutch, ignore a stun or something,
Mm-hmm.
but being able to like charge, fight, kill something, and like heal D3 damage after, even if it's once in a game, I like that a lot.
All right, Shane, you want to read digital weapons?
Yes. Once per turning point, when a friendly Deathwatch operative performs the fight action, at the start of the roll attack dice step, you can use this rule. And if you do, inflict 1 damage on the enemy operative in that sequence. This doesn't look like a lot, but I think it's really good. The only thing I don't like about it is that you have to do it before you roll defense dice, or attack dice rather. So there's a lot of times where like a crit hit will kill something, or like 2 crits will kill something, but like 2 normals won't, and you need just that extra like little oomph to hit the break point. And 1 damage will really help. But with digital weapons, sometimes you'll use it and then you'll roll your dice and you didn't need it. So that's unfortunate. I do like, as an insurance policy, like if you're fighting with fists against like a 7 wound operative, as long as you get 3 hits now, you'll pretty much kill them. Because 2 normals plus the 1 damage will do it. Just keep in mind, there's teams like Felgor who are willing to spend a CP for +1 damage in melee on 1 strike, which is what this is. It's just a little less. You don't have all the information when you do it. You just inflict an extra damage. But I like it. I think this is good. It's probably not an auto take, but into certain stuff, I can see myself wanting this.
Lastly, we have the Scrutivore Servo Thrall. Once per turning point during a friendly Deathwatch operative's activation, you can use this rule. If you do, during that activation, that operative can perform a mission action for 1 less AP. Having an enemy operative within its control range doesn't prevent that friendly operative from performing that mission action. However, in such an instance, after it does so, you and your opponent roll off. If the opponent wins, you cannot use this equipment for the rest of the battle. So, I mean, if we're talking like,
Auto take.
yeah, action economy, once again, yeah, pretty straightforward
I mean,
auto take there.
Yeah, on any format with doors, like Tomb World,
Mm.
ITD, anything like that, where you have to do an action to like get into a new area. Imagine you have an Aegis veteran on a door in front of your opponent's drop zone, and you just open the door for free, charge double fight. That's massive.
Money. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's really good. Or move open for free, double shoot with like a gunner or something.
Mm-hmm.
This is I think you take this every game. I think that the crit ops, a lot of them are, action heavy enough that you would like to be able to have this. And on ITD, obviously you want this. So really good. I like all these equipment choices here.
Yeah. So that brings up a good point, Shane, because assuming we are taking the Watch Sergeant, who allows us to take a 5th equipment option, what do you think we slot in here from universal equipment choices?
Well, if you're on ITD, you want barricades, so you're gonna have to do that sometimes. You might want smoke grenades against certain shooty teams. That's really good as an elite team. Um, a lot of the universal stuff is helpful. Sometimes razor wire is really nice on certain setups. Um, ammo cache. I do love me a good ammo cache.
I know you do.
Um, yeah. I think that there's plenty of stuff you can find a use for. It'll just be nice to have that extra flexibility to like take something else if you need it without giving up your faction stuff.
Yeah. Well, all right. That does it for equipment. Shane, let's talk about, I guess, kind of like how you can see, people playing this team. I guess a good way to start is, we had mentioned a couple auto includes for the Deathwatch kill team being the Watch Sergeant and the Aegis veteran, but how else would you fill out the team?
Yeah, I mean it's gonna kind of come down to the matchups. I said, I don't see a matchup where I wouldn't want the Watch Sergeant and the Aegis as like a starter. The Aegis is just there's not a team in the game where you look at a model like the Aegis and you're like, that's too durable. You can't have a model that's too durable. You just can't. It's the one thing that I think it's almost impossible to find diminishing returns on is durability. So I'll
Yeah.
take the most durable model I've ever seen here with the Aegis veteran. The Watch Sergeant as an individual model is plasma pistol, power weapon. He's strong offensively. The extra equipment is it's nice utility, not always needed, but what really swings it for me is the free CP. I just think that having extra CP feels really nice. It's technically not extra CP; it's free ploys, but same thing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I like I said, I think we take those guys all the time. I think you are going to take a Gravis model every game. And I think it's usually the Breacher veteran. I'm not going to rule out the other two, but that's going to be my go-to. Um, he just seems to have all the like he's got a toolbox that can kind of do anything that you need to. Um, so that's 3 out of 5 for me. Not that the Breacher's an auto, maybe you don't always take a Gravis, but maybe you want to go melee heavy, in which case, the Demolisher is a monster. If you're playing against stuff where I think I mentioned I wouldn't take the Demolisher against like 14 wound guys probably, because you need 2 crits to get the kill. I mean, I guess with the digital weapons you can crit hit, but even the crit's not guaranteed. So like I would like this guy against like stuff I can reliably two top. Um, the 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 Headtaker is a kind of a personal favorite of mine. Um, just like charging at conceal is great. Double tapping stuff in melee is great. Um, I just think you can almost on any board find a spot where he's very helpful. Like even on Volcus, you throw him behind a Volcus door, and he's gonna pop out and just murder somebody. So,
Yeah.
really good. I think a lot of the time you're gonna look at what you need and kind of work from there. But I would start with the Watch Sergeant and the Aegis, like pretty much always. Blademaster, I'm gonna have a hard time not taking him, I think, in a lot of matchups.
Yeah, I love him.
So yeah, I don't know. He's a beast. Like I
I
don't know. Like part of me is like the like really enticing thing is to take something like a frag cannon or the plasma incinerator that has like high damage and all these weapon rules, and to use that with special issue ammo to make this just like unbelievable gun once per
yeah.
turn. But also you can look at it like run a melee team and make your bolt pistol awesome once per turn. So I
Mhm.
don't know. I think you can look at it either way.
Yeah. I really like the idea of the melee team comp into like hordes. Um the like with the Blademaster veteran just killing anything or fighting anything that he's in base contact with or control range of. And the Headtaker also multi-charging, striking twice into one guy, striking twice into another guy, you know, potentially killing like somewhere between 4 and 5, just like basic chaff infantry models in one turn. That's a hell of a drug. Um,
Yeah.
if I'm
Yeah.
able to pull that off, I'm gonna feel, 10 feet tall and strong as an ox. So yeah, the team itself feels like, like you said, it feels like there's a lot of list tailoring going on with this faction, which I'm really excited for.
Yeah, more than most teams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not totally sure yet, where the right place is for everything, but I can everything I can imagine some use case for, at least like even the marksman, like going on guard is really nice when there's only 5 activations. Um, maybe there's something there with that. I mean, obviously it's not great to, you know, be on a gauge on guard out on Volcus, but you can pop a smoke on him and go on guard, and then when he does his guard shot, use advanced auspex scan to ignore obscurity, and then all of a sudden you don't care about being in smoke and you're pretty safe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and also, if anybody wants to shoot you, they got to get within 2 inches of you, which means that they're not obscured to you either when you do your guard shot. So like maybe the marksman with smoke grenades is a good model.
Okay.
I can totally see that. I think there's a lot of different interpretations of like how to play this team. I think a lot of people are gonna, have a lot of different favorite models. But I think that Aegis he's gonna be the favorite.
All right. So, final question for you, Shane. At this point, we've now, taken a look at both of the teams in this box, the new Necron team and the Deathwatch team. Which team do you think is stronger?
I think it's the Deathwatch. Honest, if I have to like pick one right now, Um, I I think that their way of winning is a little more straightforward. It's a little more clear to me on the
Mm-hmm.
page. Yeah, I don't know. I lean Deathwatch being the stronger team, and
All
they're
right.
easily the best elite team now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're really good.
Cool. Well, all right, guys. I am going to call it there for this review of the Deathwatch Kill Team. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We've got, like I said, the Necron Kill Team review up as well. So make sure you go and check those out. If you want to, support Command Point a little bit further, we do have a Patreon that you can check out where you get like exclusive roles in our Discord, and then every once in a while, Shane, you're putting up some TTS content in there still.
Yeah, at the moment, I just put one up from the first round of CPTS. If you guys want to see me play Harnkin Jaegers, I'm playing Harnkin Jaegers in the current CPTS TTS tournament. Um, and I'm going to be uploading all my games from CPTS. I'm going to record and upload all of them, uh, and put them on Patreon for you guys to watch at the Weird Boy tier. So go check those out. They're good games. I'm going to be uploading them win or lose. So go check it out. So currently the first game is up.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all again in the next one.